Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome to the podcast. Today we have two guests.
Ken.
Roller Skate Barbie. And who?
Just Ken.
Just Ken. You are enough, Ken.
I'm just Ken.
Okay. It's our Halloween day. Our Halloween podcast. Our little one was Weird Barbie, and I feel like she crushed it. So we're just supporting that, really.
No, it was awesome. I feel like our outfit was the perfect outfit for the three of us. I think it worked well. I enjoyed it. I didn't realize how much I'd enjoy being Ken, but never thought that was words that I'd say out loud. I never liked Barbie much growing up, actually at all.
It would be a little odd to me if you did.
Yeah, that's fair. The movie was good, though.
You came into this relationship being like, and here's one thing you should know about me. I love Barbie. I might be a little concerned.
That might be a pickup line that would work.
No.
Maybe not.
No.
Well, I didn't do that, thankfully.
No.
But it is a fun outfit.
You were nice enough to watch the Barbie movie with me.
Twice. It was good, though. I mean, you went to see Oppenheimer with me, so.
Well, that was like back when they came out, and it was like a double header thing. We did not do that because I do not have the bandwidth in me to see two movies in the theater. I can't watch one movie by itself, let alone two. Okay, I need to fix this.
We took a brief break to fix Dana's microphone, but we're back.
It's not all the way fixed. It's just so touchy. Eventually someday we'll have a real podcast set up.
We're getting there one piece at a time.
We're going to have to replace Dana's chair soon because this chair came from my grandma, who has been not on this earth for what year is it, 2025?
Mm-hmm.
15 years. And she had this chair for a while. So it has lived a good life. It's an excellent chair, but it's bleeding into the rug. So we're going to have to upgrade my chair pretty soon. Obviously, we're just working with what we have. Anyway, we're not talking about our podcast setup. We are talking about daylight savings.
Daylight savings.
So boring. I just woke up this morning being very triggered. We'll use the word triggered by daylight savings. Because we used to live in Hawaii, and in Hawaii, they don't do daylight savings time, whatever, turn it on, turn it off. And it's fine. Life is fine. It's
so much better. You don't have to worry about, is this the weekend that I have to get up earlier or later? Did I set my clocks? Are the clocks correct? What the heck, dude?
No, I feel like it's honestly just kind of like a weird minor inconvenience once a year. Because this one where you fall back. No, once a year. Because this one where you fall back, you get an extra hour. So that's exciting. You can either sleep for an extra hour. You can when I was in college, we would go out to the bars for an extra hour, and that was high living. But now, so it is what it is. You just accept it. And then when you have to spring forward an hour, that's just annoying, but you're whatever, it's a part of life, I guess.
Yeah, but I feel like that's going to be even worse with a kid springing forward than it was going backwards.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying all of this with when you don't have a kid, you're not getting the point. When you don't have a kid, it's just whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, I know. It just sucks once a year because you.
Yeah, but then when you have a child who's on a strict schedule, and then you just change the clock an hour, that's really inconvenient. And so I'm salty about it because she wakes up at 6:30. Now that we've fallen back an hour, now that's 5:30, and she doesn't care that the clock says a 5 instead of a 6. And I do not want to wake up at 5:30. I mean, I'll wake up at 5:30 if I get some alone time.
Mm-hmm.
But to wait, no. I'm not a fan of this. Anyway, so I feel
it just seems extreme that I understand we started daylight savings time once
For
upon
the
a time for the
farmers.
farmers so that they could have an extra hour of daylight to get the crop harvested and stuff. But I feel like we've probably moved beyond that. And why are we messing around with adding and subtracting time anyway? Like, the time is what the time is at all times, no matter where you are at in time.
Well, so the real argument for this is on the spring one where you lose an hour, the number of heart attacks that night or like in that the next day significant. I don't know the exact numbers, but it significantly increases because sleep is important.
Yeah, it messes with your circadian rhythm.
So there's like data behind this. So I don't think it's good for us.
What's it going to take for us to get enough people on board to be like, hey, dude, let's change this?
No, I think there actually is like a bill or something like in the works, or there at least was at one point. I have no idea. I don't keep up on this because literally until today, last night, this morning, it has never been more than like a minor nuisance.
Oh, I've been on this bandwagon for years about getting rid of it. Like, I hate it. I always thought it was stupid.
No, I mean, I've always thought it's stupid too, but it's like never been more than just like, whatever. But now, I think especially after experiencing Hawaii, where it's like, I actually, when daylight savings would happen to everyone except Arizona, I thought it was great because it's like, well, whatever, that doesn't affect us. But yeah, I don't know. It's just silly.
This is a bipartisan issue across the board. Every state needs to get it together and be like, dude, we're not doing this anymore. It makes no sense. This is 2025. We can change the time.
Yeah, I just think like really living in Hawaii, we didn't change the clock and it was fine.
Well, okay, how is Arizona the only state that's like in the, I mean,
they don't do it. I don't know why.
Right, but like, how come they can get away with it? Why can't Florida
well, it's
get it
just
together?
I think it's just like a legislative
issue
matter. But I don't know. I'm sure there are conspiracy theories about it, but I don't know them. All I know is that now I'm annoyed by it.
But everybody out there that's listening, please look into it. Let's make a change, okay? We want to get rid of daylight savings time. Maybe that's the name of this podcast, Daylight Savings.
No.
Okay.
That's a big no.
Next. But, I mean, going down the conspiracy rabbit hole, if you want to go that way, it's a hot topic right now.
McFlurries.
Oh. Wasn't quite where I was going, but do you have any more information on that? We didn't. So I was watching. We haven't touched on this fully in the past. We just said that it was a conspiracy theory. I
don't think we talked about it.
No, we didn't. Should we? I think we should.
That was with our friends.
I know. I think we should.
Okay, well, we have to glaze over it now. I don't think we need to talk on this in depth.
Okay,
but
we'll come back to it.
Came to my attention that there is a conspiracy theory wrapped around why the ice cream machines at McDonald's are always broken. Because I'm not a McDonald's person.
But that's also more than a minor inconvenience. Like, every single time you go to McDonald's, their ice cream machine's broken.
Yeah, if I go to McDonald's, I'm either getting a McFlurry or coffee. That's it. And yeah, the number of times, but like no one does that anymore because it's like, oh, my chances aren't very good for actually getting ice cream. But apparently there is a conspiracy theory about the company Taylor that makes those ice cream machines, how they profit more off of the repairs than they do off of the machines. Therefore, they're always broken, and it's like only their company that can repair them.
That ties right into what Andy Frisella was saying about how Apple created this whole strategy around creating a problem and then selling the solution to it.
No, yeah.
It's the same strategy.
I think I just, and I'm not alone. Like, I felt heard when it was like, the ice cream machines are always broken. Like, it's like, that's a real thing.
Yeah, you're not the only person thinking about this.
No. But that's all I know. I haven't dug any further because we, like many others, have a Ninja Creamy at home. So we don't need a McFlurry. So they can go just ride off into the sunset with their broken machines.
Yeah. It is so much nicer just making ice cream at home too. doing a little mixing, making a shake. Anyway, I feel like I'm doing an ad now. No, but that's not where I was going with the conspiracy touch. But where I was going to talk is right now it's a big deal that I think his name's Zoran Mamdani is going to be most likely is going to get elected to be the mayor of New York City. And he's running this big campaign about free this and free that. And one of the things is like free childcare for everybody. What do you have to say?
Free the whales.
Free the whales. That I can get behind. Free childcare, though, like that seems like a little bit much. I have a lot of thoughts on daycare right now as it is. Because, I mean, I know that not everybody is capable of keeping their kids at home, nor do they want to. So, it's up to you. You can choose whatever you want to choose. But there's so I guess I got to tie this back in.
Yeah,
Slow down. So Zoran Mamdani is offering free childcare in New York City. And
wait, for who?
For everybody.
Starting when?
Starting as soon as he becomes mayor.
Oh, this is what he's...
Yeah, he's campaigning right now. They haven't had their election yet.
Who... Is it just going to be paid for by the government and then they're going to pay the daycares? Because I feel like there's an issue. Part of the reason why... There's a guy from Ohio. Part of the reason that daycare is so expensive is because you can't have one daycare lady with 100 kids. There's a certain number of children to adult ratio, and not everyone wants to work in that world. So it's we're maxed out at 10 kids or whatever. Mm-hmm. So we can up the price because there's not an excess of people, I think, that have open spots in their daycare. So therefore, supply and demand, the supply is low, so the demand is high, so the supply is whatever it is. Cut this part out.
It's that there's low supply and high demand. That's what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's low supply of the ladies taking care of the babies, but a high demand for people who want
their child to be taken care of.
So if it's going to be free, then it's who?
Well, it's going to get paid for in taxes. So it's not free. Somebody's paying for it. Everybody's paying for it. You're just what he wants to do is tax the billionaires and millionaires more, which is interesting because I think the number of billionaires that live in New York City is 126. And
billionaires?
Yeah, 126 billionaires with a B.
In New York City?
Yeah, but allegedly it seems like a lot of people are planning on moving from New York to Florida because of all this. But anyway, the point is daycare, that the state already gets your kid pretty much from the ages of 4 or 5 when they start preschool or kindergarten, all the way up to 18 when they graduate high school. And so your kid is just getting all of this indoctrination and what the school system wants your kid to learn from the beginning all the way through. So you're just predetermined, or not predetermined, you're pre-programmed to just believe everything that you're taught in school from the earliest of early ages. Fun side note, kindergarten is a German word. Kindergarten, it's probably not the right way to say it, I'm botching it, but this all came from the Prussian school system, which, long story short, and this is wildly paraphrased, so feel free to look into it for yourself. But the whole school system that we use here in the United States now originally came from the Prussian style school, where the Prussians at the time, I think it was the 1600s, something like that, they needed soldiers for their military. And so they thought that if they got the kids at a young age, they could indoctrinate them into supporting the state and supporting the state's goals and get them into the military, strong nationalistic thinking, and just do this thing. And that's where you get kindergarten and school. That's where these ideas came from. I don't exactly know when the United States adopted that, but dude, it seems like it's pretty obvious that your kid needs to be with you. Like, they shouldn't be with other people learning everything from other people. They need to be with their parents. They need to be with their mom. Not to sound sexist or anything. And I don't even think that that's a sexist thing to say. Like, moms are awesome. Moms are the best. Kids need to be around their mom. Like, they need you guys to survive. I'm going on this bandwagon, dude. I love this. Like, mothers are overlooked in society, and it's disgusting. Being a mom is the number one role, bar none, forever. There's no other career that's going to top that. Nothing else that you can do in all of history is going to be better than being a mom. Prove me wrong. Seriously, prove me wrong. Like, you're fostering the next generation of humans. So anything amazing that gets done by that generation is because of you. Like, without moms, we don't have more people. We don't have more kids. It's the best, most important job that a woman can have, in my opinion. Strong opinion.
I heard a quote, and I think this might be like a well-known quote, but I just heard it for the first time, and it was like, the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world.
Ooh, that's heavy.
But I think it's like, I think this is like because then I saw later a book or a movie or something that said like the hand that rocks the cradle. And I was like, I don't feel like that can be ironic. So I think that like this might be a known quote by someone. I don't know who. The hand that rocks the cradle is the hand that rules the world.
Yeah, that's deep.
Mic drop. Yeah, no, I think that it is interesting. I mean, I think when we were growing up, it was like, you go to school, you go to high school, then you go to college. Like, that's what you do. Or you join the military. Like, if you're not going to go to college. And we both did. Like, I went to college, you went to the military. And then did college after. But I think it's kind of just like the evolution of that, where then you have a baby and then you take your maternity leave, and then when your maternity leave is over, you put the baby in childcare or in daycare, and then you go back to your work. And I think that for a lot of people, you don't really have another option, that you can't financially stay at home with the baby. And so I think that that's a big issue, because I know there are a lot of people who would love to stay home but feel like they can't financially handle that, just a one income household, which I understand. And I think that that's a deeper issue with other things. And that may be by design as well, to your point. So,
I mean, what better way to force people into learning one thing or like one set of values or ideas? Let's create a scenario where parents can't take care of their kid without both of them working. So then you're forced to send your kid to learn from someone else. And then the state pretty much gets to choose who that is.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's an argument too, though, for both sides, because like I do see your point, but I think that there are also lots of people who maybe don't want to like, they kind of like letting someone else take care of their child for a little bit, because it is a lot. Like, it's very mentally taxing. So to have someone else who can like help carry the burden of that, I feel like there's a space for that too. Because some days I'm like, I mean, I actually don't think I would want to drop our daughter off in daycare from like 8 to 5 every day. I think that would hurt my heart. But there are days where I'm like, maybe like for 3 hours.
Yeah, I mean, it is nice to get a break. I just don't think it should be like the sole like main thing when you're doing, like, you basically, your kid ends up spending more time with their teachers and the people at daycare than they do with you.
Yeah.
So like, where are they getting their mass influence from? And actually, that's funny. Khabib, the Nurmagomedov, I don't know how to say his name. Anyway, everybody knows who you mean when you say Khabib. But
like the UFC fighter?
Yeah, the UFC fighter. I saw a clip
He's
of him.
scary.
He is. He's terrifying.
Someone asked him like after a fight, like, your child was just born. Do you miss them? And he was like, no. I am mad. I was like, oh, that's scary. He scares me. He's a tough guy.
I like him. I
mean, that's fine. I actually don't know anything about him. He's just like what is he, Russian?
Ukrainian?
Dagestanian.
Yeah. I mean, it's part of Russia, but it's like it's over in like the northern Middle East area.
Aren't they like not allowed to speak Russian and Ukraine anymore? Is that old news?
No, yeah, that's really old news.
Oh.
That's a couple years old news.
Do they already speak another language? Like if someone just came into
Ukrainian?
America and was like, you can't speak English?
It's like...
Because like we're not England. Ooh. Well, you got to speak American. The English would probably argue like we already do speak American, though. Yeah. We don't speak English.
I think you're probably right about that. I don't know what the exact rules around it are. And I don't know much of anything about the Ukrainian language, actually. But I think, I could be totally wrong, but I think it's like just a different dialect of Russian.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway. Ukraine didn't become a country until, 50 years ago? Something like that. I think it was when the fall of the Soviet Union happened. And they split up. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. So Khabib was saying, what?
Nothing.
No, I saw a clip of him that was saying, he said, you have to be careful who you send your kids off to be with. You know, you send your kids off to school and they learn from this person and they learn their ideas and their beliefs and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden you come back at like 16, 17 and you want them to be like you.
Right.
They're not going to be like you. You didn't raise them. Somebody else raised them. So, I mean, I think that we're going to see an interesting shift where people actually start realizing that and saying, hey, maybe I want to have more influence here or more of an impact here. Like, I think personally that that's a huge responsibility for parents. That's your kid. You made the choice to have a kid here. That kid's eventually going to impact society. The question is, in what way are they going to do that? And that's all going to be dependent upon how much you impact them or don't impact them, I think. I don't know. It's an experiment. We're trying it out.
What's an experiment?
Parenthood.
I don't think I would call it an experiment.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like an experiment because, like, you've never done it before. I haven't done it before.
Yeah, but you can do an experiment that you've done before. Like science, that's all of science. You're supposed to do experiments that have been done before to like
test your
already
theory.
Done to test them.
Yeah.
So just because you've never done it before does not make it an experiment.
I see your logic. We're going to take a quick break and reset the camera. So where were we?
We were fixing our chair.
I'm interested in this. What was the conspiracy that got you into conspiracies? You know, like some people.
The shutdown of 2020.
Oh, COVID. I didn't know. I didn't know if that was what got you, or if you had other influences before that.
No, I mean, I think that when the world goes into insanity, psychotic mode, you start to ask questions. And we lived in Hawaii at the time, which was very, what's the word?
Draconian.
Yeah, that's a good word. And it was no joke. It was like you were getting ticketed and fined and taken to court for like walking in a park or like being on the beach or being outside of your house when you were like not making an essential outing. And like I knew people firsthand, like this girl that I knew who was literally walking her dog in her neighborhood and like accidentally walked onto a sidewalk that was technically part of a park, and parks were closed. And so she got ticketed and had to take a day off of work to go to court to fight this fine that she got. Yeah. And then there was this other girl that I was neighbors with who like went to some fast food place, went through the drive-thru, got fast food, and was just like sitting in her car eating it and got a ticket for that.
What? How?
Yeah,
How
because it was not essential. She could have gone back home to eat it. Yeah.
But you're sitting in your car. I'm assuming she didn't have her windows rolled down.
I don't know. She could have. She maybe wanted some fresh air.
Yeah, didn't we all?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
So just the insanity of that was the beginning of like, I don't know if the government's helpful or if like these people in charge have a empathetic, compassionate bone. I don't know. So then it's just like, this doesn't really add up. So I don't know that I trust you people anymore because, yeah, like I think if you lived in Florida during COVID, it was probably just like, it's kind of like daylight savings where you're just like, that's kind of annoying, but like whatever. In Hawaii where we lived, I mean, it was still mandatory masks until 2023.
Late in 2023.
Yeah, and like the people of Florida will be like, oh, COVID was from like March of 2020 to like June of 2020. But in Hawaii, yeah, it was very standoffish. It was very...
Everybody got mean.
It was very isolating, yeah. And obviously it was in many places, and Hawaii wasn't the worst. Like there was a girl who I knew from France who lived in Hawaii, and her family still lived in France, and like you literally had to have your papers if you were going to go outside of your house. So like it wasn't the worst, but it was really bad and just made you like feel like you were a criminal for doing nothing wrong. Like just
trying to exist and live life in the world.
Yeah. And then people like Hawaii went from a place that was very like live aloha, like people are so friendly. You're not wearing like shoes or a shirt anywhere. Like you can go grocery shopping in your wet swimsuit.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
It's
like
just
it's
the culture.
It's very like sandy, vibey. It's very aloha, like the true definition of aloha. But COVID just like changed all of that. All of a sudden it was like, if you're within 6 feet of me and not wearing your mask, like you are the virus. And like, I don't want you to be near me. So it just like kind of took the aloha out of Hawaii and opened my eyes to the, I don't know, level of people who don't ever question anything. And it's just like, oh, they said we have to wear masks. And they said we have to do this. And they said we have to do that. And it's like, okay, but we're still humans. We're still like, remember when we used to be nice to each other and like help each other out? And just all of that got taken away. And it was very divisive.
Yeah.
Divisive.
Yeah, that's right. Very divisive. That's a good word. Yeah, no, that really sucked. That was probably the worst, I don't know, the worst couple of years. Like it just changed everything.
Yeah, so I think that starting from that was just before, I mean, I didn't really pay attention to much. And I think that's kind of where people who do have ill intent went wrong with that, because before 2020, I think lots of people were just like not really thinking about it. And then 2020 happened and it was so intense that people are like, wait a minute. And like, okay, maybe everything that we're being fed from like the government and school and all these like big entities in the world, like maybe they are not out for our best intent. And so I think nowadays, 2 to 5 years later, depending on where you lived, I think people just are more willing to ask questions and to like look into the root of things. And the mask, or the what's that covers your eyes, your eye mask, your blindfold, that's the word.
Yeah, your blindfold has been removed.
Yeah, a little bit for a lot of people. So that I think maybe ties into the school thing without you're trying to talk about.
No, I mean it does. Well, and it'll still be interesting to see how like the next generation of kids that, you know, grew up in their formative years through COVID and having to see everybody with a mask on.
Yeah, I'm very thankful that we did not have little kids at that age or like during that time, because I worked at a place where we would have all sorts of people come in and little kids. I was like under anyone above 2. I think Hawaii was requiring that you wear a mask. And so just like seeing these little kids, one, try to keep a mask on, like that's, in my opinion, like just cruel. But then when you're developing like from 0 to 4, people's facial expressions is a huge part of your development.
Mm-hmm.
Like there were points when we would go see our pediatrician and she would be like, just facial expressions, like look at your baby in the face, talk to her, and that helps develop. So for all of those kids to not get that, like I feel like that is
I feel like
bad.
it's going to create a lot of problems.
I mean, it's just sad too, because like it's just the luck of the draw if you were born in 2020.
Or if you had parents that were like, no, we're not doing this. Let's peace out, Girl Scout. Yeah. I don't know. That ties into like so many things, because I never questioned vaccines at all before COVID either. But then it came along and it was just like so quick. Like I got my flu shots, I would do my whatever. And then COVID came along and now I'm like, nope. Show me the data.
Yeah, I think it's just like after now looking back at 2020 and the insanity of the lengths that were gone to like control people's behavior, or just see like, okay, if we do, like Hawaii did this thing where they sent out a memo, like a press conference, and basically said that there was going to be a no wheels weekend, that there was a curfew.
Mm-hmm.
And they said like Friday at sundown until Monday at sun up, there's going to be curfew, no wheels out. So no, you can't drive your car, you can't ride a bike, you can't
leave your house,
whatever. And there was an uproar because they were saying basically from the whole weekend you had to stay in your house. And then they retracted it a little bit and said like, no, we meant Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, there's a curfew. So once it's dark, there's no wheels on the road. And I would have to go back and like look, and I don't even know if it's still out there. But the language that they used, there were a lot of people saying like, I actually think it was intentional the way that they worded it, to see like, hey, if we tell people you can't go out for the whole weekend, will they accept that?
Yeah. Just testing the waters on how much control do we actually have.
Right. And there was a very loud like, oh, WTF, no, thank you. And so then they kind of retracted and said, no, just at night. And so that did happen. They were like a few weekends.
Which is even still BS. Like you can't, it's literally, I can't remember what amendment, I should look it up. But there's an amendment in the Constitution that allows for freedom of movement.
Well, yeah. And it's like, does COVID like stop during the day and then at night it comes out? Like that doesn't really make sense. But I think their point was just like, there's nothing essential that you could be doing at night. But anyway, that was one of those moments where it's like, oh, even if that's not the case, even if it was just literally they used the wrong words, it's still like, I can absolutely see that being a little experiment. And so again, just like after that, I feel like it's just like you take time to ask questions and look into things more so than I maybe would have otherwise. It's just kind of like, I don't know, it's like when someone cheats on you and then you lose all trust. It takes a long time to build it back, if you can ever build it back. So I think it was just like we all got cheated on. Or we were all being cheated on and then we just got found out.
You mean we found them out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to clarify there, according to AI, there is no single freedom of movement amendment, but the right to travel is protected by several parts of the U.S. Constitution, including the Privileges and Immunities Clause of Article 4, the Privileges or Immunities Clause of the 14th Amendment, and the Due Process Clause of the 5th Amendment. The Supreme Court has long recognized this right as a fundamental liberty essential for interstate and international travel. Anyway, I just wanted to clarify that because I need to get better at my amendments. But anyway, no, it feels like a lot of times there's tests going on all over the place to see how much control can be implemented. How much can we take your kids? How much can we get people to do this or that? And I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah, but I think that it's not all bad, though. Like, I think that it's easy to just go down the doom and gloom.
No,
trail.
okay, so what do you think is a positive then?
I mean, I just think there are positives in life. Like, you just do your best to change what you can, do what you can, surround yourself with good people. Your environment matters. It's like why we moved out of Hawaii, because as beautiful as Hawaii is, like 2020 was kind of shone the light on the true colors. Now, if we could like change that for Hawaii to be more, I don't know, commonsensical and like, and there's also an issue there with not taking care of the land. Like Hawaii is so beautiful. I mean, and I think California has this problem too. I just don't spend that much time there, where it's like it's so beautiful, but then there are people that do not see that or respect that. So like you're looking at this beautiful beach and mountains, but then there's just like trash and tents and homeless camps and stuff, and it's like nothing is done about that to be like, let's preserve the beauty and not just like destroy it.
Yeah. I was actually thinking about that this morning when you mentioned how we don't see homeless people anymore. Not very often.
Yeah, I just said something that's nice about where we live now is that we don't see homeless people every time we leave our house. Not that like, you know, we want the people who are homeless to like not be homeless, like have a home. I think that's a good thing for everyone.
I agree.
But in Hawaii, it's like literally every time you leave your house, no matter where you are on the island, unless you're like, no, even where the resorts and stuff are, there's actually a lot there. But because the weather is so temperate and there's water everywhere, like there's just homelessness all over, and some places are worse than others. And
people will buy one-way tickets to Hawaii with no plan and just be homeless on the beach. This is something that happens quite frequently.
Well, and it's sad too, because then it's like nobody cares like to help them or to like it's not like, oh, we'll help you like figure out what you need to change or do or whatever to not be living on the streets. Now, granted, like if you're going to be homeless, like I would probably pick Hawaii too.
Yeah.
It's a great place, but you know, it's just, the homelessness is just a problem there.
Yeah. But and so the fact also is in California as well.
Yeah. But so the fact that we can like, cause the weather is nice here too. It's not as nice, but it's still definitely nice. So it's nice that we can go to the grocery store without being like bombarded by homelessness. And
but so going back to what you were saying earlier today, it just made me think about like it's these days you can hop on a plane and go across the world in a few hours. And, 200 years ago or 100, even like 100 plus, maybe like 150 years ago. Well, you had to like work to get across the country. Like you had to put your family in a wagon with all of your crap and then hope that you didn't die over this 6-month journey. You actually had to be somewhat capable. And it's almost like people these days are just a little bit too entitled to like life as a whole. In my head, maybe, I don't know. I'm just figuring this out as I talk. But I mean, could you go out and grab somebody off the street and be like, hey, we're going to walk across the country for the next 6 months and there's going to be this beautiful destination, and that's like...
Why am I grabbing someone off the street?
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, could you grab someone off the street and like have them make that journey on foot? Like, it's almost like you have to earn the place that you're going to live. But people don't really like earn it anymore. You can just hop in a car and drive across the country, no effort needed.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just the nature of like advancements in technology.
Well, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I feel like people these days are not as deserving of the place that they're living in a sense.
I don't think that's fair though. Because
maybe that's the wrong way to put it. I think maybe it's more like there wasn't necessarily a lot of in most circumstances, there's not a lot of physical requirements or adversity that you have to overcome, in an existential sense, to be able to get to some beautiful place that you want to live and like set up shop. Like, you don't have as much physical struggle. Like, you didn't build your house. You didn't have a farm in the backyard growing your own food. You didn't have to trek through the snow to get there. You didn't have to cross the mountains and hope you didn't get eaten by a lion.
But why? Why does it matter?
Well, I mean, I almost feel like that's like if you're going from like the East Coast to the West Coast and then like you finally get there after this crazy long journey, it's almost like, wow, this place is so much more beautiful because I earned it.
Or maybe not. Maybe you're like, oh, shoot. That sucked and it sucks here. There's no gold. It's all pyrite or whatever the other stuff is.
Oh, that's funny.
Fool's gold.
Fool's gold. Yeah, I hadn't considered that aspect of it.
I mean, I just don't know that that's necessarily like a apples to apples comparison, because I think back then if those people had like an airplane and they could just pay $1,000 to like get on an airplane and move across the country, they would just do that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, I think the only reason that they struggled across the country is because it was literally the only way. So now we just have the luxury of not having to do that.
Mm-hmm. It is a luxury.
Because then like you could move somewhere and then hate it, but then you're like, well, I'm just going to stay here. I'm not going to move back because that was a horrible wagon ride.
Yeah, so now I'm stuck. That's fair. Yeah, that would kind of suck too. Thanks for giving me more perspective.
Okay, well, I think that's enough for today. We're working on getting our podcast topics to be a little more cohesive.
Trying to develop a little bit more structure. Thanks for joining us. We'll structure you next time.
Oh, boy. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you.
Bye, guys.